tonight, have you been touched by an angel? We'll explore their popularity.
New tonight, the Vatican says divorced Catholics shouldn't have sex, even if they're remarried. We'll tell you why.
And a basketball legend gives the shirt off his back for a place in Piedmont sports history.
Now, 10 minutes of nonstop news and your first alert forecast from your Piedmont coverage team. This is News 2 at 11.
An ACC standout refuses to leave his university without his degree, and tonight his college honors him at his last home game. Good evening, I'm Tom McNamara.
And I'm Sandra Hughes. That ACC standout, Tim Duncan, is our top story. He receives a special honor tonight. His jersey is retired. His records at Wake Forest and across the nation are making his exit bittersweet. Night team reporter Robert Marshall joins us from Lawrence Joel Coliseum. And Robert, how are diehard Deacons feeling about this tonight?
Well, Sandra, I think you said it in a nutshell. It's sort of bittersweet. Unbelievable that he stayed all 4 years, but they're certainly sad to see him go. And in this day and age when so many great college basketball players like Tim Duncan leave a little early before their 4 years are complete, it was truly a gift to all Deacon fans that Tim Duncan played in this game tonight, senior night, his senior night.
And starting at center at 6'10", a senior from St. Croix, Virgin Islands, number 21, Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan responded to his introduction tonight like almost every other in his Wake Forest career, calm, cool, and ready for business. He is already a legend in Wake Forest history by most accounts, and to Deacon fans, his parting is truly sweet sorrow.
It's sad, but he's moving on up, and everybody's got to move up, and it's his time to go. Lauren Woods is going to step in quite nicely for him next year.
He stayed with us for all his 4 years, so, I mean, it's sad to see him go, but, I mean, I wish him the best of luck in the future, you know.
Wake Forest going to be the same without him?
No, it's not going to be the same without him.
Staying all 4 years was a dream of Tim's father, Bill.
There goes Tim. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah! I am so happy beyond measure that he did. And the nice part about it, he did it on his own. And what you call the title of the movie, I did it my way, or the song, I did it my way. That's what he did. No foul, no foul, no foul.
If you noticed an accent and didn't know it already, the Duncans are from the Virgin Islands. And tonight, their governor made it to Tim's final home game.
It's a wonderful day for the Virgin Islands and that beautiful island of St. Croix. He has brought honor to everybody. He's our hero, young and old.
And you better believe that's the case here in Winston-Salem and I guess all around the Piedmont for Wake Forest fans. We saw so many young children up to old men wearing a jersey with number 21 on it. Of course, that jersey being retired as far as being able to play on a Demon Deacon court in the future. But certainly, as we said, a bittersweet night. Sad to see him not playing here anymore, but so happy that he shared all 4 years with us.
Yeah, he's always been a class act, Robert, and we'll see lots more of Tim Duncan on the basketball court in the big time. You know that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robert.
Well, following our top story, let's check your first alert forecast with Randy. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Sandra. Hi, Tom. Nice night outside this evening. Some stars in the sky yet, and temperatures not too cold either. Here's the way the numbers shape up for our first alert overnight forecast. Tomorrow morning when you head out the door, look for clouds to be on the increase across the area, readings in the upper 30s. Noontime, cloudy skies in 52, and by tomorrow evening, we might see a couple of scattered showers about the area. Temperature at about 57 degrees. Got several more days yet this week. What's in store? We'll check it out in the forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, see you then, Randy.
All right.
Breaking news at this hour, a Piedmont bank robbery suspect is in custody. It's the same man wanted for 2 bank branch robberies. Javis Tate was wanted for the robbery of the Jamestown BB&T branch on Valentine's Day and a CCB bank branch robbery less than a week ago. Well, Greensboro police say he's in custody tonight. The robberies became a Crime Stoppers case, but we don't know if a tip led police to Tate. Divorce is something no one wants to go through, but in the Catholic faith, it's completely frowned upon. Tonight, there's new proof the Vatican plans to stand firm. It has reaffirmed that divorced Catholics who remarry must abstain from sex. Night team reporter Susan McMullen asked a Piedmont priest, why is the Vatican pressing the point now?
For people of any faith, walking down the aisle is no guarantee you'll live happily ever after. If you want to end your marriage in the Catholic Church, you must seek an annulment, a complicated process that rules your union null and void from the very beginning.
Many people don't want to go through this, again, because it conjures up memories they want to forget. They're interested more in forgetting the past and living without the past, so to speak. So maybe it's really a bad marriage, maybe it's abuse, who knows what it was. Drinking, who knows what it could be. They want to forget what took place in that previous marriage.
So instead of seeking a church annulment, more and more Catholics are simply getting a divorce. When they remarry, it puts priests in a quandary. Now, the guidelines urge priests to show compassion for divorced Catholics who remarry, but they say priests should not show any sign that they legitimize the new union.
We don't condemn the people in no way, shape, or form. They have their free will. They choose to get married. At the same time, we cannot approve of those second marriages. So we have to deny them, unfortunately, the sacraments because they're not in good standing.
The Vatican says it's a divine law steeped in the gospel and a law on which the church must hold firm. In Greensboro, Susan McMullen, News 2, your Piedmont coverage team.
The Catholic Church doesn't automatically grant annulments. Some requests are denied if the church feels the reasons for dissolving a marriage aren't justified, and the process can take at least a year or more to complete. A Piedmont town just got a little bigger. Maybe. The community of Summerfield is circling the wagons by circling parcels on a map. The city council tonight voted to annex more property between their town and Greensboro before Greensboro can annex it. The way Summerfield's growing, it's bumping into Greensboro's northwestern edges. So areas near Lake Brant and Lake Higgins have become a modern-day battleground between the cities. Last month, Summerfield voted to annex other properties in that same congested area, but Greensboro claims they didn't do it legally. So the battle could end up in court. For now, the mayor of Summerfield says he'll meet with the mayor of Greensboro tomorrow to try to iron out their differences.
New tonight, Piedmont law officers are tallying up items seized in a huge drug bust. It happened in Wilkes County when investigators searched this building last night. They found a kilo of cocaine and about $235,000 cash. They say it's the largest cash seizure in Wilkes County history. Authorities also picked up dozens of high-ticket items along with the drugs. Alvin Dale Lewis is behind bars tonight facing felony drug charges.
You never know when you go on one of these searches what you're going to find. You just hope that you catch them at high tide.
Investigators say they expect to make more arrests in the case. Imagine going to court and having the judge throw the book at you, literally. It could happen to some overdue borrowers at a Piedmont library. They checked out the books a long time ago, as long as 2 years from libraries in Alamance County, and have yet to return them. Burlington police are serving arrest warrants on 15 people. Alamance County's missing 7,000 items, and that cost taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's not a laughing matter if you, as a library user, come into the library and you look up something on our catalog and then you find out that the material has been overdue for 6 months, and you need that for a report.
Librarians say the crackdown is working. Folks are returning the overdue books, but that won't get them off the hook. Charges will not be dropped.
The monuments to Susan Smith's sons at the lake where she drowned them are being moved back from the water because of concerns about visitors' safety. After the boys' death in 1994, the lake became a lure for visitors who came by the thousands to leave flowers and toys and to grieve. 7 people visiting the memorial drowned when their truck rolled into the lake. The monuments were moved last week and will be placed closer to the main highway.
Should a motorist be charged with a hate crime for deliberately ramming another vehicle? That's the question police in Florida try to answer as we begin the world in a minute. Police say a 50-year-old white man rammed 4 young men in another car for honking at him. Police say the man chased them for 3 miles at speeds up to 100 miles an hour. They say his pickup truck became his murder weapon. One of the young men died. A jury says multimillionaire John DuPont is a murderer, but mental illness played a role in his fatal shooting of an Olympic wrestler. DuPont will probably spend time in a mental hospital and go to prison only if he's deemed cured. An anesthesiologist got jail time today for stealing the pain-killing drugs his patients needed to get through surgery. He says he gave none of them enough medicine to take their pain away. Instead, he used it to feed his own addiction. The sweeping views from the Empire State Building help tourists forget about passing through newly installed metal and baggage detectors. The observation deck reopened this morning after a gunman shut it down this weekend. Tourists say the new security systems won't keep them from enjoying the landmark building.
The Triads got the CIAA, the Advanced Auto SCC, and the ACC tournament. But Birmingham, Alabama's got a pretty special team, too. Their cheers could be heard across campus as students at the Alabama School for the Deaf sent their team to their first state championships. Now, it's a big deal for any team, but for this one, it's a chance to show that a physical disability can't overcome a team with the will to win big. Good luck to them. I hope they do well.
It's a great story, isn't it?
Yeah. How about a great story in Winston tonight, huh?
Oh, man, big story.
Ooh. Wake Forest, they ended, you know what would have been bad is if they'd lost the game.
Yeah.
That would have been horrible. Tim Duncan's final night, and Tim Duncan, folks, only had 10 points. But it was Tony Rutland, big play, just before halftime. Watch the clock running out, and watch Rutland's shot. Will it go? Yes! That's Hogs Highlight. Tony Rutland with 16 points tonight to lead the Deacons. More on the game and Tim Duncan coming up in sports.
They had to be pumped tonight, the whole team.
They were.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, still ahead tonight, the patients in one intensive care unit all have 4 legs. We'll show you ultra-modern medicine for man's best friend.
And have you ever been touched by an angel? Some people say they have, and wait till you hear their stories.
We've got some bright spots and some gray spots in our forecast. All the details are coming up next.
You're watching News 2 at 11 with Tom McNamara and Sandra Hughes. Meteorologist Randy Jackson with your first alert forecast. Night team reporters Susan McMullen, Vernon Fraley, and Robert Marshall. Mike Hogwood with your latest sports scores and highlights. This is News 2, your Piedmont coverage team.